Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Weekly Phix with your host Phixem. And it was my birthday 2 days ago. 2 days ago was my birthday, and it's been great. It's been great. A lot of gaming stuff has been going on, and a lot of different things been happening outside of my birthday. E3 is officially started. By the time this recording comes out, it will be a Wednesday. I want to say the 16th of June. But I think today is the 14th. So, with that being said, welcome back to the podcast. If this is your first time listening, I appreciate you checking it out, where we talk about topics and just discuss some questions around the gaming world, and just sit down and chat about them. Maybe talk about some gaming news a little bit, and talk about some other things. Uh, but yeah, I've turned a big 32, 32 years old now, and still married, still married, and still love video games. Video games has always been something that I like. But for the topic today, what we're discussing we're not talking about my birthday. We're not talking about my life in a way. We are discussing some things about my life, but we're talking about mental health and video games. Mental health and video games, which has been something that has been and very important to me. Mental health combining something that is a passion of mine, which is video games and discussing video games. And one of the first questions that we wanted to that we wanted to open up with is the importance of video games that they had on my life. And it's funny that people, when we talk about the importance of anything, we talk about like the impact of what it had and the later ramifications that it had, and what video games have done for me as a young man, growing up in Baltimore City. It always became an outlet for me to put myself for at least a moment, at least a moment, in a different world, a different place, a different time where I can be somewhere else, or I can be this particular character. Like, one of the things that I love is I love creation of characters. I love being able to create a character that looks like me and playing me in a game. You know what I mean? To be that person, like Commander Shepard in Mass Effect. Like, it's something about being able to create yourself. And I love those futuristic sci-fi games where you kind of just be this hero type guy who makes these decisions in the future. It just allowed me to put my mind into a different place. Now, why was that important, and why did I like putting my time in a different place, is because, being a little bit transparent, I struggled with depression and anxiety bad. Like, it was excuse me, it was hard sometimes mentally for me to process a lot of things that I was doing, and to process, emotion, different life changes, pressures of my future, what I'm gonna be like as an adult. Will things work out? Will things not work out? A lot of things that I struggled with, conflict, things of that nature that I didn't really know how to deal with. That until I started taking my mental health seriously as an adult, seeking therapy, seeking professional help, that I realized a lot of these things I have struggled with for a long time, and now I am better mentally because of it. And video games have been a way to maintaining that health. Whereas some people think depression um, is focused on, sad letters and crying. Depression isn't just that. Depression actually can manifest itself in several ways. It can manifest itself actually in overindulgence into, I want to say, almost anything, where video games can be that. And I used to overindulge, where it would help me in sometimes, but sometimes it would be a coping mechanism for whatever I would go through. And when you're talking about struggling with some of the things that I've struggled with, and some of the past trauma, and some of the trauma that I've dealt with as in recent years, sometimes it's difficult. But learning how to be mentally healthier helps me better to process that emotion, process that feelings, and to be a healthier individual where I do not overindulge. Because for some people, surprise fact, overindulgence is not just video games, but it could be alcohol, which is very common that people use, which is drugs. And I feel like those are easier to see. But what some people may not recognize is that with depression, it may be overworking. Somebody might want to work massive amounts of overtime because they want something to occupy their mind because they don't want to process. It may be overeating, or the complete opposite, not eating at all, could be the actual could be the actual result of depression. Not being aware of what's going on around you. Another reason that could be as a result of depression, and just it's a slew of other things. But the main thing is just for me how video games have actually scientifically proven that they actually can help people become better with their depression. They can help people to just not just with mental health, but just with motor skills, problem solving, different things, and different studies and stuff that I look up. And I'm going to put all those different studies in the description box below, so you guys can check those out. But it's just being transparent. This podcast is gonna be a little bit about me and my life, and just as I want to say this. I think this is the season finale. I think, I don't know. I think this might be the season finale. So it's just one of them things where, as a man, you go through life, and I love some of the new video games, and I love all the different worlds and things, and mental health has been something been that has been a growing experience for me, especially the more that I learn and how it's impacted the way how I play video games. And it's just a love and a passion of mine. Like for me, I want to say, I do a lot of. My job is very tough. For those who don't know, I work in a prison, maximum security prison, and I've been doing it for the past 10 years, and I've seen some terrible things. And sometimes to cope with that, I remember one specific day, I was playing a lot of PoE, Path of Exile, which is similar to Diablo. And it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. And outside of me, praying and my relationship with God, and, talking to my wife, and I was also going to therapy at the time. It was a great way for me mentally just to separate. Because sometimes we need to be grounded in reality. And this is more in my opinion. So please, with this particular portion of the podcast, don't take it as fact. With life things that go on, there's nothing wrong with taking a break from reality. Life is hard. Reality can sometimes be harsh. And separating yourself, like we do in movies. Like I know for me, I would normally go to, when I was younger, going to a movie, and seeing Tom Cruise scale up side of the building and be excited and, wrap my mind in that. I was like, man, that's cool. Like that would be nice to do. You know what I mean? But having that form of entertainment for that time, and with a healthy time and a healthy indulgence, is great. And it better helps me, and it helps me to process, helps me to relax, helps me to better settle down and to decompress from whatever day that I have. Also, while being aware of my emotional state and my emotional health, to know what are some of the things that I need. And video games have been a great tool for me to use that. So the overall message that I want to present to you guys today with this specific podcast, as we're coming to the end of the very first season, is mental health is very important. Mental health is something that should be taken seriously. Especially when it comes to men. There are statistics that have been proven that, especially with men, we commit suicide at so much of a higher rate than women, and it's may not because what you think of it is. It's actually, given some of the statistics that I've seen, is because we don't like talking to people. We would rather just do the overindulgence part rather than actually seeking professional help. So, I would like to say, seek professional help. Find someone you can talk to. Start small. If you just need to open up to a friend, just open up to a friend. Somebody who will give you the love and the help that you need, not somebody who will enable you in your bad behavior and your behavior that doesn't help you be anywhere more than you've already been. If you overindulge in the video games, it does not hurt to take some time back to actually deal with some real crisis and deal with some real health. I lost a close family member of mine, and I struggled, for a little bit, and it hurts, and it's okay to hurt. It's okay to hurt. And overindulging in the video games and actually playing video games at the time wasn't really good for me. Taking care of the actual issue and understanding what I was feeling was the most important thing. So, mental health is the way. Video games are great. They'll help you. But I think if we can all take a lesson from just some of the things, and like I said, I have some documents and stuff and some articles and things that you can kind of check out below with some of the benefits, because there are some misconceptions about mental health in video games, about how video games will turn people into murderers and stuff like that, which is not true. That's so not true. There's been murderers. There's been some of the worst that existed long before video games was even around. So I don't even want to start on that. However, I do want to say that let's just not rely. We love video games on this channel, but let's just not rely on video games themselves to take care of everything. Seek professional help. We go through a lot. And some of the things that we go through need to be helped with professional advice. Sometimes we have friends, and friends can be good, but sometimes friends don't. It's one of the main reasons why I don't think if you're a nurse, maybe a doctor that you're familiar with can perform, or a family member who's a doctor can work with you. I might be completely wrong, but I think the point that I'm saying is find somebody who's a neutral party who doesn't know you, that doesn't necessarily have a dog in the fight, so to speak. Because sometimes friends mean well, but they don't want to necessarily, friends and family mean well, but they don't necessarily want to state the obvious, because they want to believe that this person is the healthiest they can be, when in fact this person might have some real trauma, some real things that they go through, and you may need professional help. So I will advocate that to the ends of time. Seek professional help. Find some place that will help you spend the money. Hopefully you guys have the money to find that help, and play video games. Play video games, seek professional help. It's a great combination. It's a great combination. And as I think I'm in, what is this? Today's the 14th. I think I'm a day behind. So I think today is day 3 actually, but I'm still on day 2 of E3. And Starfield, man. Starfield by Bethesda. I'm not going to say, I'm going to end with the Starfield comment. Starfield looks great. I love it. I feel like it's what is it? There's another space PC game that has not come out yet for years. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, because I clearly can't remember. But Starfield looks great. I am looking forward to it. I might end up starting my new season with Starfield content and some of the things I'm looking forward to it about. Looking forward to seeing in the game. Anyway, that's all the time that I have today. Main points, 2 main points, just to highlight again. Be healthy, stay mentally healthy, play video games. Those were 3 points, and I said 2. So take 3. The third was a bonus. The third was DLC. Anyway, that's all the time I have today. Thank you guys for joining the podcast, and thank you guys for checking it out and listening. And I'll see you. Until the next episode, peace.